Investment Officer at BNP Paribas Mutual Fund. He's joining us right now on the show. Anand, thanks very much for your time. Prashant here. Could you talk to us a little bit about, your business? I mean, what's the size of the fund, equity fund as far as BNP is concerned? What kind of traction have you seen? Because the industry as such has been receiving a flood of money from retail investors over the last, now 1.5 years or so. What's it looking like for you?
Yeah, I think there are good times as we've been consistently maintaining that things have changed, particularly in India since 2013 when we have moved to a positive real rate of interest environment, which to that extent there is going to be shift in the Indian savings of the household from physical assets to financial assets. And what demonetization has done is further, made the FD rates having come down makes even the investments into the value-added instruments like mutual funds much more attractive than a plain vanilla FD. And to that extent, we are going to see two trends in the markets. One is the savings moving from physical assets to financial assets, and within financial assets we'll see more of money flowing into mutual funds. And likely even in our industry, in our company also, we are benefiting from the same trend. We have two pieces of the businesses. We have a very large offshore business which is more than $1 billion for us at this point of time, and also the domestic piece which is more than $1.2 billion. So overall it's been good going for the company and for the sector as such.
Okay, Anand, let's get talking about sectors now. How would you be approaching the entire IT space? Today we do have the headwind of a stronger rupee, but there are other headwinds in the form of the tighter immigration as well, which the US might be facing, and overall digitization. So your sense in terms of these 2 or 3 headwinds that the IT space might be facing and your approach towards it?
Yeah, so the IT has been facing headwinds much before the new government in US, new presidency, because of a very rapid commoditization of the old business, and to that extent we have been seeing a lot of pricing pressure on that old traditional business, and that's also not been growing great. So we already had a margin pressure. So if you see over years, despite of a rupee depreciation and higher utilization levels, we haven't seen the margin expansion in IT industry for almost 2 years. So that's the first, that we had issues in the sector much before that. Yes, what the two new things do is actually further put pressure on the margins, both the rupee appreciation as well as what would be the new costs involved if there are some regulatory changes in US. So we've been underweight on IT sector for some time now. We've been maintaining that stance of staying underweight on IT sector till we see revival in either the IT tech spending generally globally, which we are not seeing yet, or we see any other triggers for margins to expand.
Right. Where are you? What do you like? Let me put it simply, Anand.
Oh, we've been now consistently for years now been very overweight on B2C businesses in India. We believe one segment in India which is in the bull market for last 20-30 years is the household, the Indian middle class household. And over years, the companies dealing with this household.
So what exactly then,
the sectors have been. So it starts, yeah. So if you see 90s, it was consumers, then it was auto. At some point of time when the private sector banks and the private sector NBFCs were the beneficiaries of rising credit growth rate in the Indian household. So today as we speak, I think a lot of B2C businesses, which predominantly also is financials, which has also a benefit of a macro positive. So private sector banks, NBFCs, private sector NBFCs we are positive on. We are positive on entertainment industry, which is also beneficiary of the same. Positive on auto, positive on airline sector also to some extent. So these are the general industries which have been key beneficiaries of the rapidly increased income in the Indian middle class.
Okay, all right, Anand, we're going to leave it on that note. Thanks for joining in, giving us all of your views, the fundamentals on the markets. Need to